Great, amazing day to each of you. I know it's been a minute since I posted anything, but listen, I've shifted into my new reality. If you've been following me for a while, many of you all knew like I was taking you guys through the process, and it's just interesting that I had to leave social media in order for me to fully shift into my new timeline. And I want to talk a little bit. It's a few things that I want to talk with you guys about, which is it's going to be what all you need to do to shift realities, to jump timelines. And I think it's things that people don't really talk about. I also want to talk with you guys in this video about wanting more than you can receive, or like wanting, like you think you want something, or you think you're ready for something and you're really not ready, and wanting something that's so big that you can't receive it. Okay, so listen, I had to leave social media in order for me to step into my new timeline. And I want to share this with you guys because it took me a long time to process that knowing, because I'm like, why do I have to leave? Like, why do I have to leave social media? Why do I have to leave certain things in order? So I was like literally going back and forth with myself, because this human part of me, the ego part of me, was like, I don't understand why I gotta shut down, why I had to change the way that I was doing things in order for me to move forward. But now that I've done it, it makes sense. So me leaving my normal routine, y'all know I have this presence on social media, and I had to leave to sever. It was like, in all honesty, it was a severing from social media, because social media carries a lot of energy. Now, this goes beyond social media, okay? But I'm going to start because I feel like I need to start surface level and then take you guys deeper. So just social media in itself has a lot of energy, but not just the social media. It's also when you're engaging with social media, you're putting content out. That's a way. It's like a routine. It's like a style. It's a way of living, because like for me, I'm guided to do these videos, but when you're shifting, here's the thing. When you're shifting realities, you have to sever from the old. Okay? You have to, there's this inner knowing within you that's going to guide you to do things. And for me, I was going back and forth because the ego was acclimated, was accustomed to the routine of getting up, doing my little routine, posting my social medias, and now all of a sudden, and now mind you, everything is going for me. The momentum has picked up with my social media, with my routine, and then now my higher self is like shutting it down. And I was going back and forth because I'm like, wait a minute, do you know what all it took for me to get here? To now I have a system going. And my higher self is like, shut this system down. And you're going to come back, and you're going to, like, literally my higher self was telling me, like, I knew the who, what, when, where, why, how, but I was going back and forth with it because my ego was like, no, I finally have some stability. And so I had to like literally tell the ego to shut up, because and let me tell you why I had to do it, because my higher self like kept reiterating I needed to leave social media. And it was, and I didn't know why, but it was the biggest part of my life, because of, I know what I came here to do. But I also didn't realize that there are moments that my higher self is going to shut me down from things so that I can elevate. Okay, so it's like when you're guided to do something, it's a severing of the energy. So for me to get off of social media and like go into, literally felt like an isolation, but I'm accustomed to isolation. And if you're in your spiritual awakening, you know there are lots of moments that your spirit will pull you into isolation. Okay, so being away from that social media was severing me, because that presence, that system was a part of my old life. But it took me a minute to realize that. So in the cutting off, I could feel the energy and the weight of being on social media present, like it all just fell off of me. So it's like it was a severing so I could connect. See, a lot of you all don't know the energetic connection and understanding why you're guided to cut people off, to sever from things, even your like walk away from your job, walk away from relationship. Like walking away from things is because it's dead. It's not going to take you anywhere. It's dead. Like whatever needed to be done was done. When it comes to you severing and cutting off things and letting go of things, it's because it's done. It's you fulfilled your role, whatever it is that you're severing from, it is done its job. It's the end. Okay. For a new beginning, though. Here's what you got to understand. So you're being guided to sever from things and cut off things, or you're being guided to let go or stop doing things because it's time to move on. And the mind, the ego, won't let you process that. And this is where when it says the battle is between you, and some of you may have heard me tell you that the ego can be the enemy. A lot of times the ego is the true enemy, okay? Because it only knows what you've already experienced. And at times it thinks that it's protecting you because it doesn't know what's next. Your higher self knows, but your ego doesn't know. So it feels threatened. That ego part of you feels threatened when you got to let go of something because it's like, okay, but I don't know. But you do know. It's just the ego, that aspect of yourself doesn't know. But your knowing, your higher self will kick in and literally tell you, hey, let that go. And it may not always tell you why. A lot of times you don't get the why until after you've let go. So now with that, so I had to sever from social media, and then things just started moving where, let me explain this to y'all. My husband and I did not want to buy a house. All right. I'm 48. He's 47. For us, we did not want to be in no 30-year loan. We had set these rules for ourselves that if we buy a house, it would have to be cash. But we were pushed. This is so funny because a lot of times we try to plan things for ourselves, but our higher self, our soul, okay, because I'm really truly starting to understand this soul for living. My soul wanted to experience purchasing a house. Let me take a second and just process what I'm getting ready to tell you guys. Like I want to feel what I'm telling you guys. Y'all, we set all these rules because we see and we know how the system is operating. But our souls doesn't care about that. The ego cares about that. The soul does not see the wrong that's being done. All it knows, the soul wants this human experience. And you're going to have to let go of everything that you think is wrong with this world. Like the government, all this stuff. Like when I tell you like how we cause a lot of stress, a lot of blocks in our own life because we see things and we think that these things are wrong, or we may even have this knowing that it's wrong, but it's not coming from our higher self. It's coming from the ego. Okay. So as I'm going through this, my soul has been speaking to me and telling me how it will, all the things that I have thought of that has been wrong, like it's wrong for us to pay for water. It's wrong for all these things. My soul and even my higher self is like, let that go. And as my higher self was telling me to let go of this lower perspective, because my higher self said, no matter what is being done in the world, I'm always going to be provided for. I'm always going to be protected. So y'all, I'm going to tell you, the hardest thing for me was to let go of the things that I felt was wrong. Because what was most important was my soul experiencing the human experience, and me letting go of my perception and my perspective and how I felt and thought from an ego standpoint. Boy, that was the biggest mountain to overcome. So now my husband and I trying to rent, and we couldn't find renting had a lot of restrictions that my soul was free from. And so literally me and my husband was like, man, we might as well just buy a house with all these restrictions when it comes to renting. And so when I tell you guys, it was so, there was small challenges, but it was so easy. Like the ease of buying a house was easier than trying to rent. And everything that we needed to rent is exactly what we needed to buy. Okay. And when I tell you it worked itself out, but let me tell you, there were little things that I had to overcome, which is the high interest rates. And y'all, the way that we think is our downfall. And I'm like questioning, should I buy? Because all these videos started popping up on my social media, because I wasn't posting to social media, but I was still scrolling. And so it's like, oh, now it's not a time to buy. Don't buy now. But my soul, my spirit is like, buy. So this is where I had to trust and stand on my inner knowing that it's okay to buy. And I just, the war, like I want to properly put this into words, how we put our own selves on a battlefield, and it's a mental, the war within ourself is mental. So when we say there's a spiritual warfare, it's more mental. It's a mental. It's you versus you. It's your lower self versus your higher self. It's your ego versus your higher self. And it's like my soul and my spirit was like, no, don't focus on the interest rate. Don't focus on any of those. I got you. My higher self is like, I got you. I'm the source. I'm your provider. Like, you're going to purchase this house and everything is going to be good. All the horror stories, y'all, started popping up. And my spirit is like, don't listen to that. Stop taking other people's experience as your experience. I also realize, you guys, how much we stop ourselves and we block ourselves because we listen to these stories. We listen to other people's stories and we start projecting that on ourselves. We start taking that in like that's something we're going to experience. And when I say this is the loudest my higher self has ever been, like, I got you. And my soul was literally like, no, I want to experience purchasing a house. Okay, so now let's go into the other thing. Now I want to tell y'all that while I was manifesting a bigger house, a 6-bedroom. I got a 4-bedroom, but I was trying to manifest a 6-bedroom. Listen, once I got in this 4-bedroom, or as I was coming into, I didn't even realize I had so many fears. And I'm realizing that sometimes you don't know you have a fear of something until you're actually walking in it. And it's still, y'all, I'm still processing. Like, I still have not fully received that we bought a house, and it's beautiful. It's home, but it feels like I'm in an Airbnb. And I have little moments and I'm like, where I ask myself, is something wrong with me? Like, why am I struggling to receive this house that I've been manifesting for a few years? Okay. But let me explain. Part of it I can see was because it was how I was trying. This is why when you hear stop trying to figure out how, because my how was I was going to pay cash for it because I didn't want to be in no loan. I didn't want to take out a loan. And my higher self said, what makes you think it's going to take you 30 years to pay off this house? What makes you think you're going to pay this off? This is how, y'all, we allow our minds to go into what we think we know, because we know when people buy a loan, either they do a 15-year or 30-year, but most people, you have to have a lot of money to do the 15-year or to put a large down payment. Like, this house purchasing has totally given me a new outlook on life. Although I thought I had a new outlook, there is a difference in knowing something and experiencing something. And this experience has given me a whole new, like, I don't even care what they're doing in the world anymore. Like, as far as everything going up, I don't care about that anymore. It's like this house purchasing has showed me to let go of things outside of me. and to trust my spirit, to trust my higher self in the guidance of whatever I'm being guided to, because my soul, it's like my spirit is the angel and the protector of my soul. That's the best way for me to explain it. And this is a lot of what I'm explaining to you is new for me, because I know a lot of things, but it gives you get a whole new outlook once you start experiencing what you know. So yes, you have the knowing, but you don't have the experience of, but once you start experiencing what you know, it gives you a whole nother way of looking. So now let's go into, I wanted this bigger house and got this house. I can laugh now because I'm like, I wouldn't have been able to receive or even just hold the energy like this house is big. And just the energy of this house is ginormous. Y'all listen, abundance, okay? Because abundance carries an expansive space. It's huge. And I started feeling lost in abundance. I started feeling so small, little in abundance that I had to like do a woosah and feel into it. Let myself be okay with feeling into abundance, because it's a ginormous space. And it's a ginormous space, that's one. But it's also a high energetic space that you have to ease into. This is why those of you that's being guided to slow down in life and to relax, it's because you're being prepared for abundance, okay? And the abundance is in all areas. It's not just money. It's in love. It's in peace. There's an abundance. Like many of you all don't even realize there's levels to love. There's levels to peace. I didn't know it until I stepped into it. And I'm like, just when I get comfortable at one level of love and peace, here comes another level. And I was like, you got to be freaking kidding me. Like it just keeps getting better and better, greater and greater and greater. And it's like, I've literally gotten to the point of asking myself, does it ever end? But it just keeps going and going and going. And when we hear the word unlimited, that's what unlimited is. It just keeps going and going and going. And so I'm still processing this space. And my house is like a model home, okay? But I kind of knew what I wanted. And I want to go back to wanting something bigger, okay? Because everything about me is luxury, all right? Like luxury. And I'm just like, okay, there's levels to this. And it's okay to receive it in dosage. Like now I understand, y'all, it's like the things that we want. The reason why we're not getting is because we think we're ready, but we're not. There's an energetic level to this. And the body has to be able to receive this energetic level. If not, it'll throw the body into a convulsion. And like literally I had to breathe as I'm buying this house. As I was buying this house, I had to breathe. Mind you, furnishing it, okay? Like we bought everything. My spirit guided me to buy everything new. So I have never in my life, I did not know that you can get tired of spending money. Not in a negative space. It wasn't that we didn't have them. No, we had the money. It was just, I was just tired of spending money. And I started, let me take a second and laugh, okay? Because I'm in a space now where I'm relaxed and I can laugh. Now that I'm telling y'all this story, I'm telling it back, I can laugh. I told my husband, I did not know that you could get tired of spending money. I was spending so much money that I was tired of spending money, okay? And this is my first time being able to spend money like this. And now I can see, it's like, I want to explain this to you guys because so many of you all want millions of dollars, okay? Yeah, I've had to sit with this, okay? And I'm like, we want these things, but we don't really truly know Like what comes with this? Like what comes, all we know is we want, we want, we want, but there's more to it than just wanting, because you have to receive it. You have to process. You have to be open. And then when you get it, you got to manage it. Okay, so I'm gonna give y'all a ballpark figure. I've spent around 20 to 25,000 at one time, around 20,000 in 1 month. Okay, 20K, maybe a few couple of thousands more, but not that much. A max of 25K. All right, to furnish this house, to get everything that's needed. And when I got to 16K, I was tired of spending, but these were things that was needed for the house. Okay, and I have never in my life at one time ever spent that kind of money. All right. And I will say, y'all, it seems like the money was just coming. It was like the money was just coming out of thin air. I'm not going to even lie to y'all. It was like the money. And even as we were spending, it was like more money was coming in. And it's been blowing my mind how, y'all, we really don't know the how. When I say let go of how, and let go of all these, what you're not going to do, what you don't want to do, because you're seeing it a certain kind of way. And when I'm saying, I'm explaining it like I didn't want to buy a house because I'm 48. And 30 years, I would be in my 70s trying to like, that was my mind thinking. And my spirit was like, where did you get that from? And I'm like, well, that's what I know. When people buy houses, 30 years. And spirit said, no, it's not going to take you 30 years to purchase this house. I'm going to show you how to pay it off quicker. And gave my husband and I a whole strategy. So when I say, if things are not moving in your life, let go of what you're not going to do. Stop seeing things as too expensive. Stop looking at what the government is doing, okay? Let go of all those things. And now that I've let go, it's like the whole world has opened up to me. It's like the whole world has opened up for me. Like the whole world has opened up. And I just wanted to share this because I think more of you needed to hear this message than what I assumed. And I hope that this helps you in some shape, form, or fashion. Have a great day.